Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Welcome to the today's webinar brought by Center for Pre-UC Study of MAHSA University entitled SPM Clinic Series Physics Paper 2. Okay, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Madam Siti Azwari binti Yaakob. I am a physics lecturer from Center for Pre-UC Study of MAHSA University. So today I will going to discuss about how to answer the question on paper 2 of physics. Okay, I will choose some of the question from the past year question and also trial question, SPM examination. Okay, so without a further delay, let's look the question. Okay, here I have a first question, which is SPM examination paper 2017, section B, question 10. I not only to discuss how to answer, and at the same time I will recall some of the concept which is related to the question, so that it can help to answer the question and help to answer the problem. Okay, so here the question, you are given the two diagram, 10.1 and 10.2. Diagram 10.1 shows a circuit containing two dry cells, two metal rod and ammeter. How about diagram 10.2 shows a circuit containing two dry cell, three metal rod and ammeter. So basically in the circuit you need to understand some of the function of the apparatus, the component. So it can help you to answer the question and solve your problem. Here if you see that you have the same number of the dry cell, for diagram 10.1 and diagram 10.2. So what is the dry cell actually, or what we call is the electromotive force, that the energy supply, to move the charge, the unit of charge flow through or the complete circuit. So here the number of cell, the number of energy supply in your circuit is the same. And then next you have the apparatus, or here you have the ammeter, for both diagram. Function of the ammeter is to measure the current in the ampere. Next you have the component, which is the metal rod. The metal rod was of the conductor that allow the current flow in your circuit. So you can calculate the resistance of the conductor. The conductor is a good electric conductor which is the low resistivity. So here you have a different number of the metal rods. 10.1 you have a 2 number of the metal rod, and then for the diagram 10.2 you have a 3 metal rod. So they may effect on the total of the resistance or the effective resistance. So they will effect on the current flow in your circuit. When talking about the resistance, they have a factor that effect on the resistance. Example, which is the cross-sectional area of your conductor, and then the length of your conductor, the type of the metal and the temperature. But for this question, if you realize that the length of your conductor for the diagram 10.1 and 10.2 is the same. The cross section also is the same, but the difference is on the number of the metal rod. So what can you expect for this the current, which is related to the resistance. So here you have two metal rods. So the R value should be higher compared to this one. The R value, the total resistance, for this diagram 10.2 should be lower, because when you add more number of the metal rod for the diagram 10.2, what happens to the total of the resistance or the effective resistance should be smaller, compared to the individual of the resistance of your metal rod. So here what you can expect about the current in your circuit should be lower. How about the diagram 10.2? Yes, the current here should be higher, in your circuit. Okay, next, what the important part you need to uh, consider, okay, the connection of your component, okay, in your circuit. So here, if you realize that for the diagram, okay, 10.1 and 10.2 here, the connection for the metal rod, okay, is the same, which is the connection is parallel connection. Okay, you have a diagram 10.1, okay, the metal rod is connected in the parallel connection, and metal rod in the 10.2 is connected in the parallel connection. Okay, so next, let's go to the question. Okay, so first question here, what is the meaning of the resistance? Okay, basically the resistance is measure how that difficult it is, okay, for the current flow, okay, across through the material. Okay, or the answer here, the resistance of the conductor. You have the metal rod, okay, you have the resistance of the metal rod. The resistance of the conductor is the ratio of the potential difference to the current, or in mathematically you have a formula for the resistance. Okay, R is equal to the potential difference or the voltage divided by the current. Okay, the potential difference, the unit is volt, okay, symbol by V, and then for the current, symbol by I, the unit is the ampere, and the resistance, okay, the unit is I, is ohm, symbol by the omega here. Okay, 1 mark for the question. Next, question B, based on the diagram 10.1 and 10.2, okay, compare the reading of the emitter. Okay, when talking about the emitter, what is the function? Again, is measure the current flow, okay, um, by unit ampere, so it's related with the current. So what is the answer? The answer is the emitter reading in diagram 10.1 is lower, okay, then emitter reading in diagram 10.2, okay, lower than the emitter reading in diagram 10.2, meaning that the emitter reading in 10.2 is higher compared to the emitter reading in diagram 10.1. I already explained just now, okay, the current, what happened to the current value on the emitter, okay, due to the different value of the effective resistance, okay, because the number of the metal is different based on diagram 10.1 and 10.2. Okay, next question, compare the number of the metal rod. Yes, the number of metal rod in diagram 10.1 and diagram 10.2 are 2 and 3 respectively. You have a different number of the metal rod in your circuit. Okay, next question. Okay, each metal rod for both circuit has a value of 2 ohm. You are given the value of your metal rod, the value of the resistance of the metal rod, which is 2 ohm. Okay, next you have a question to calculate the effective resistance for the metal rod in diagram 10.1. Okay, by using the formula, yes, you have your formula for the parallel connection of the metal rod on your first diagram. And next question, okay, to calculate the effective resistance for the metal in diagram 10.2 by using the formula, okay, you have a same formula, which is the connection of your metal rod is the parallel connection. Okay, so that's why I said previously, okay, you need to identify first, you need to consider, okay, you need to clear first what is the type of the connection of the meter rod, what is the type of the connection of the component in your circuit. It's very important for you, so it can help you to answer the question or to solve your problem. Okay, now substitute the value of your resistance of the meter rod, okay, into your formula. Okay, so here the answer is 1 ohm. Okay, and then how about the diagram 2, the meter in diagram 2? Yes, we got the value. Okay, 2 divided by 2 over 3 ohm, or 0.667. See, you can see that the value of the total resistance or effective resistance for diagram 2 is lower compared to the effective resistance or the total resistance for metal rod in the diagram 10.1. Okay, so each answer you got correct, you got 1 mark here, and then one mark. Okay, next, Okay, by using the answer in question 10B and the 10C, yeah, the previous question, previous answer, okay, compare the effective resistance for both diagram. Okay, so let's do the answer. So the effective resistance diagram 10.1 is more than, which is you got 1 ohm. Okay. The effective resistance in the diagram 10.2, which is the value of the effective resistance for the metal rod. Okay. 10.2 is equal 0.667 ohm. Next question, state the relationship, okay, between the number of metal rod and effective resistance. Okay. So now the answer, when the number of metal rod increases, okay, the effective resistance decreases is clearly, okay, from your calculation you can prove that what is the value of the effective resistance, what happened to the effective resistance, or what is the um total, okay, value of the resistance when you add more the number of your metal rod in your circuit. So when the number of metal rod increases, the effective resistance decreases. Okay, done for this question. Okay, this problem. Okay, let's move to the next question, to the next problem, which is trial SPM examination paper 2019. Okay, section A, question 7. Okay, let's read the question. Okay, diagram 7.1 and diagram 7.2 shows two circuits that consist of three identical bulbs arranged in different way. Okay, you have again two diagrams, 7.1 and 7.2 here, but the difference here is the position of your identical bulb, okay, in the different way. Okay, and the value here, you are given the value of each bulb has resistance of 2 ohm. Okay, so first you need to understand, okay, how many type of the connection, okay, in the circuit. You have two type of the connection, which is series and parallel. Then you need to identify, okay, you need to clarify. Okay, 7 point, what is the type of the connection? Okay, and how about diagram 7.2, the bulb, is it parallel or is it a series connection? So let's look the answer here first. Okay, okay, so bulb in the diagram 7.4 is in series connection, and then bulb in the diagram 7.2 you have a parallel connection. Okay, they have a student keep on asking or confused. Okay, I don't know how to know that is a series or that is the parallel. Okay, especially when you got the mixed connection. Okay, you have in your circuit, you have series and then you have a parallel, or you have a complicated circuit. Okay, so you need to understand. Okay, one of the things that I can share with you is, okay, you need to see the current flowing in your circuit. Okay, so basically you need to understand, okay, you have your battery, this is your battery. Okay, so this is your positive terminal. Okay, this is your negative terminal. Remember that the current flow always from the positive terminal, okay, to the negative terminal. Okay, is the basic concept that you need to understand. The current always flow from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, but the electron flow from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. When you have there is a electron flow in your circuit, meaning that you have a current flow in your circuit. That is the definition of the current. What is the current? Okay, current is the charge flow per unit time. Okay, now go back to the question. Okay, how about the diagram 7.2? Okay, this again, okay, positive terminal here, you have a negative terminal here. Remember that your current always from the positive terminal, okay, to the negative terminal. Okay, so here, what happened to the current at the junction here? What happened to the current at the junction here? The current is split. Okay, once a current is goes to the right and then another direction of the current is going down. So what happened at the junction? The current will split. Okay, so your bulb here, okay, the value of the current across the bulb is not the same with this value of the current across for the same compound. Meaning that you have a different value of your current across each bulb. How about the diagram 7.1 here? The current across each bulb must be the same. You have only one value of your current across each bulb. Okay, so that's one thing. How you identify that parts of the connection? Is it the series connection or is it parallel? What happened to the current? Okay, for each component. Let's say if you have a resistor, is it the current flow on each resistor is the same or you have different? If you have different value of the current across each resistor, meaning that you have a parallel connection. Then when you have a same value of your current across that a resistor, then you have a series connection. Okay, so here diagram 7.1 you have a series connection. For diagram 7.2 you have a parallel connection. Okay, next let's look the question. Okay, question A, what is the meaning of the reason? Yes, you have a same question like the previous question. Okay, you have a, which is what is the resistance? Yes, the resistance of the conductor. Okay, the bar of the one of the conductor is the ratio of the potential difference to the current, or in mathematically you have a formula for the resistance. R equal to V, the potential difference divided by the current. Okay, next question. You need to calculate, okay, the effective resistance in each diagram. Diagram 1.7.1 and diagram 7.2. Let's we already identify, okay, we already clear that the type of the connection for 7.1 is the series connection, and diagram for 7.2 the bulb connect in parallel. So you need to come up with the correct equation, the correct formula, so that your final answer is correct. Okay, so this is general equation for the series connection, which is R equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. How about this diagram 7.2? Okay, so this is general equation for the parallel connection. Okay, 1 divided by R equal to 1, R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by RT. And then substitute the value of your bulb. Okay, you have each bulb value is 2 ohm. Okay, substitute into your equation, then you got the total resistance or the effective resistance for diagram 7.1 is 6 ohm. Okay, how about this diagram 7.2? Okay, the total of the resistance of your bulb, okay, on diagram 7.2 is 0.667 ohm. Yes, the value of the resistance of the bulb in diagram 7.2 is lower compared to the diagram 7.1. Okay, so the arrangement or the position of your bar in your circuit also is very important to determine the value of the effective resistance and will affect the current in your circuit. Okay, so here you may this one mark, and then another working here you got 2 marks. Okay, next question, compare the brightness of the bar in the diagram 7.1 and diagram 7.2. Okay, when talking about the brightness, it's related to the current. Okay, the energy or the voltage, okay, is the same, but now the difference is on the position of your bulb in your circuit on your diagram. Okay, so may affect the brightness, which is the brightness is related to the current. So what is the answer? Bar in the diagram 7.2 is brighter. Why is it brighter? Because of you have your R is lower. Okay, and then the current should be higher. Okay, how about 7.1? 7.1, you have the current, the effective resistance is higher, and then the current should be lower. Okay, give you reason. Okay, give you reason for your answer in 7C1. Okay, yes, the effective resistance is low. Okay, and then more current flow in your circuit. Okay, so done for this question. 1 mark, 1 mark. Correct. Okay, next question. Let's do the next question. This is SPM Examination Paper 2016, Section C, question 12. Okay, let's read the question first. Diagram 12.3 show a circuit consisting of the 2 resistor and bulb. Okay, you have a resistor here. Okay, and then you have bulb here. Okay, the reading of the emitter value is 1.58 when the switch S is off. Okay, so what the meaning here? The current will flow, okay, through the 5 ohm, the resistor, and also the bulb here. Okay, there's no current flow through this line, or there's no current flow through the 20 ohm of the resistor. Okay, so again, the current always flow from the positive to the negative terminal. Okay, and then next you need to identify what type of the connection. Okay, because next you may have a question which is talking about the effective resistance. Okay, you may have question to calculate the current, to calculate the potential difference. Okay, so first you need to identify what type of the connection. Okay, when the switch S is off, now you have the connection of your bulb and the resistor is in series connection. Okay, so let's look the question here. Okay, yes, you have a question to calculate. Okay, calculate the resistance of the bulb. Okay, so let's look the circle first here. Okay, I'm circle here for 5 and the bulb, the 5 of the resistor. Okay, 5 ohm of the resistance of the resistor. Okay, with the bulb, the connection is series connection. Okay, next you need to come up with the formula of the series connection. This is general formula to calculate the effective resistance or the total resistance when you have R1 and R2 connect in series. Okay, next I label for the R. Okay, RB is the resistance of the bulb. So how to calculate the value of the resistance is 5 ohm plus with the RB. Okay, that is your formula to calculate the total of the resistance of the bulb. Okay. Okay, next. Uh, you are given the value of your current. Okay, you are given the value of your current flowing in your circuit, and then you are given the value of the potential difference or the voltage. Okay, the value of your battery, which is 12 volt here. Okay, so first you need to apply the formula of the Ohm's law, which is V equal to IR, or you have R equal to V divided by I here. Okay, and then here you have V equal to I RT. RT is referred to the total of the resistance, the effective resistance. Okay, you have your resistor and bulb connect in series. Okay, so 5 plus RB. Okay, substitute the value of your current, substitute the value of your battery value, which is 12 volt. Okay, and then solve for the RB, which is the RB value. The resistance of your bulb is equal to 3 ohm. Okay, you are given the value of your battery, you are given the value of your current. Now you want to calculate the resistance of the bulb. Okay, then you have your formula, which is the Ohm's law. V equal to IR. R here is referred to the total of the resistance, the effective resistance in your circuit when the switch S is off. Okay, so mean that you have only the current flowing in this line. Okay, so you have one way direction. So you have only one value of your current. Okay, so the connection resistor with the bar is series connection, and then the value of the resistance of your bar is 3 ohm. Okay, then this one. Next, the reading of the emitter and the voltmeter when the switch is on. Now, the second condition, you are closing the switch. Okay, so meaning the switch S is on. So there's current. Okay, flowing. Okay, through this 5 ohm of the resistor, and also they have current, okay, flowing through the 20 ohm of the resistor, and also the bulb here. Okay, I label it the bulb is R1 here. Okay, R2 5 ohm, and then R3 is 20 ohm. So it's easier for you, okay, to solve it if you label it. Okay. Next you need to, yes, identify what type of the connection. Okay, because you want to solve, you have a mix of the connection. You have a parallel, and then you have a series connection. So for the first circle here, or the first loop here, okay, 5 ohm and 20 ohm, okay, the connection of the resistor is parallel connection. So you need to come up with the formula of the parallel connection, which is 1 divided by R equal to 1 divided by 5 plus 1 divided by 20, and then you got the total, okay, or the effective resistance for R23 is equal to 4 ohm. Okay, next working is, now you have R2, R3 with the R1. Okay, now you have one value of your R2 and R3, which is 4 ohm. Next connection, R2, R3 with the R1 is the series connection. Okay, next, you need to come up with the formula of the series connection. Okay, R1, 2, 3 is equal to R1. Okay, which is 3 ohm. R1 is referred to the resistance of your bulb. You already got the value on the previous answer. Okay, which is 3 ohm plus with the R2T, which is 4 ohm. So the total of the resistance or the effective resistance when the switch S is on, the value is 7 ohm. Okay, you got the value of the effective resistance when the switch S is on. Okay, it's very important for you to calculate the total of the effective resistance. For next, you want to calculate the current value, you want to calculate the potential difference. Okay, so next working, yes, you want to calculate the reading of the ammeter. Is measure the current flow, okay, in your scale in the unit ampere. So by using the formula of the Ohm's law, which is V equal to IR, so R here is referred to the effective resistance or the total resistance in your circuit. You already calculate here, which is the value is 7 ohm. Substitute into your formula and then solve for the current here. The current on the ammeter reading, okay, the ammeter reading, the value of your current, okay, on the ammeter, which is 1.714 ampere. Okay, that is the value of your current, the reading on the ampere, the reading of the ampere here when the switch S is on. Okay, done for this one. And then next part, you want to calculate the reading of the voltmeter. Okay, what is the value of the potential difference? Okay, when the switch S is on, if you refer back to the diagram, you have your voltmeter is here. So the voltmeter here is connect parallel to the bulb. Okay, here. So it's measure the potential difference across the bulb or the R1 here. So remember that, okay, you have that concept when you have a series connection, what happened to the value of the potential difference on each component or on each resistor or in your blood, you have a different value of the potential difference or the voltage across each resistor, okay, in the series parallel is not the same. Okay, so meaning that you need to calculate one by one. Okay, so you have your current flow across the R1, which is the value here 1.714. Okay, and then time with the value of your R, which is the value of your R1 is 3, and then you got the voltmeter reading 5.142 volt. Okay, when the switch S is on. Okay, see, the most important is you need to know how to identify the type of the connection. Is it series or is it parallel? So that when you write your equation, the equation is correct and then your final answer is correct. Okay. Next. So here, yes, you got the value of the voltmeter reading when the switch S is on. Okay, so if correct, you got 5 marks. Here, 2 marks, and then here you got 3 marks. Okay, next. Let's do the question. Next question, SPM examination paper 2019. Okay, question 8. The diagram 8, a bulb is connected to ammeter and in a circuit. Okay, the reading ammeter is 0.2. Yes, you have your current flowing in your circuit, which is 0.2 ampere, and the reading for your voltmeter here The reading for your voltmeter here, which is the voltmeter connect in parallel to your circuit, which is 2.8. The ammeter connect in series to your circuit. Okay, you have your drive cell, supply the energy. Okay, next, so first question. Okay, let's do the question here. State the physical quantity. Physical quantity, the quantity that can measure. Okay, measured by voltmeter. So what is the answer? The answer is the voltage or the potential difference. Okay, the ammeter, yes, to measure the current, okay, in the unit ampere. Voltmeter, the function is to measure the voltage or the potential difference in the unit volt. Okay, next question. Calculate the resistance of the bulb. Yes, the straight a question problem. Just substitute the answer and substitute the value into your equation for the Ohm's law, V equal to IR. But for this question, for this problem, you are given the value of your battery, which is 2.8, and then you have your current flowing in your circuit, which is 0.2. Okay, and then substitute into your formula, R equal to V divided by current, and then you've got the value of the resistance of the bulb, which is 14 ohm. Okay, next, the total energy. You have a question to calculate the total energy dissipated by the bulb in the 5 seconds. Okay, you have another. You can see that the variety of the question. Okay, you need, for this one, you need to remember the formula. How to calculate the total of the energy? Yes, you have a formula which is to calculate the energy, dissipated of the energy, symbol by H or E is equal to VIT. V is the voltage, I is the current in the unit ampere, T is referred to the time. Okay, but here you are given the unit of the time in minutes. Remember that you need to convert to unit SI for the time, which is second. Okay, then substitute into your formula the value of your voltage, the value of your current, and the value of your time. Okay, but time here you need to time with the 60 second. Convert in the unit SI for the time, which is second. So the total energy dissipated is 168 joule. 168 joule. Okay, simple, right, for this question? Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, for the next question, this is from the trial SPM examination, paper 2019, section A, question 7. Okay, let's read the question. Okay, diagram 7.1 show a circuit user investigate electromotive force EMF. Okay, I already explained what the electromotive force on the first question. Okay, which is the total energy supply, okay, by the cell or by the battery, okay, to move of the one unit charge, okay, to the complete circuit. And here, internal resistance of the right side. If you realize that, okay, on the previous question, okay, we are not consider the internal resistance. I'm not talking about the internal resistance. How to calculate the current? How to calculate the resistance? Okay, how to you have a question to calculate the potential difference. You want not consider the internal resistance. Okay, for this question, okay, this one is more to the concept. Okay, talking about the concept. But now you have your battery. Okay, you have your electromotive force, and you need to have or you need to consider the internal resistance of a dry cell. Okay, so you have your internal resistance, okay, here, and then you have reference to adjust, okay, the value of your voltage and the current, so that you can get the set of the reading of your current and also your voltage. Okay, so next, let's read the question. Okay, based on the diagram 7.1, when the switch is closed. Okay, now switch is closed. When the switch is closed, what is the physical quantity measured by the voltmeter? Yes. Okay, is the question is the same like the previous question. You want to state physical quantity that measured by the voltmeter. Okay, what is the physical quantity? Quantity that can measure. Okay, so for voltmeter, potential difference. Okay, voltmeter is measure the potential difference or the voltage in the unit volt. Okay, next, Diagram 7.2 show a graph of potential different V against current I. Okay, you got the set of the data of your voltage and also the current, then you plot the graph. Okay, graph of the potential different V against or versus the current, then you got this side of your graph. Okay, you got this line, okay, which is the straight line. So based on the diagram 7.2, based on the graph here, to determine the voltage when the current I is equal to 0. So your question, you need to find the value of the voltage when the current is equal to 0. So how to solve it? Okay, first you need to draw the line, or you need to extend the line, the straight line here. Okay, so that you got the intersection, okay, on the y-axis, because you want to calculate the value of your voltage, okay, at I is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. So you got the intersection, you got the y-intercept, okay. Y-intercept when you have the value of your x is equal to 0. So here you have the value, okay, the intersection or the value of the y-axis, okay. So the answer for the voltage, okay, find the value of the voltage when the current is equal to 0. So the voltage value is 1.5 volt. Okay, you need to extend the line, you need to draw the line. Okay, that is the concept when talking about the electromotive force and internal resistance, when you plot the graph of the voltage versus the current. Okay, so next question, let's do the question for what is the physical quantity represented by your answer in 7b1. Yes, when the current is equal to 0. Okay, you got the intercept at y-axis, which is the value of your voltage 1.5. Okay, so what is the value 1.5? Okay, so the answer at I is equal to 0, the V, the voltage value is equal to the value of the electromotive force. The unit is volt, the value of your battery. Okay, remember that if you got this side of your graph, okay, the voltage versus the current, you have a straight line. Okay, your straight line here, the line here, okay, representing that equation. Okay, your straight line here representing the equation of the V equal to negative Ri plus E. Okay, or in mathematically, okay, you can see that the equation is equal to the Y equal to the Mx plus Y. Okay, so here uh, the value, sorry, the C, okay, the C, the intercept, okay, the intercept here, okay, you have a C here. So the intercept here shows the value of the electromotive force. Okay. And then Y, this is the y-axis, the X, the value of your current. Okay. Next, info that you can get from the graph. Okay. Draw the triangle. Okay. And then from the triangle, calculate the gradient, which is the gradient is equal to the value of the internal resistance of the cell or the electromotive force, or the value of your battery, the internal resistance of your battery. So see, they have a concept that you need to understand. If you got this set of your graph, or you have a voltage versus the current, okay, if you extend the line and you got the intercept value is equal to the value of your electromotive force, the value of your battery, and then from the gradient you can get the value of your internal resistance. Yes, why you got the negative here? Because the slope is the negative, but then the value of your R, the internal resistance, is the positive. Okay, so you got 1 mark here where you extend the line. You need to extend the line so that you got the intersection. So the intersection, the Y or the Y intercept is equal to the value of your battery. Okay, so the potential difference at the terminal of your cell battery, okay, is equal to the value of your electromotive force or the value of your battery. At that time, the current, okay, is equal to 0, or if your switch is open. Okay, so the the reading of your voltmeter, okay, value is equal to the value of your battery. Okay, next. Let's go to the question here, which is related to the previous concept. Okay, you have the electromotive force and also the internal resistance. So let's know how to apply the concept and also the formula, which is related to that topic. Okay, here I have a trial SPM examination paper 2018. Okay, section C, question 12. Okay, diagram 12.2 shows a circuit consisting 3 resistors. Okay, a dry cell with the electromotive force of 1.5 volt, okay, and internal resistance of 0.5. Okay, so here for this question you need to consider the internal resistance in your calculation, because you are given the value of the internal resistance. Okay, so internal resistance, what is the resistance, okay, uh, within the source of the battery is due to the electrolyte. Okay, so you need to consider in your calculation. Okay, for the internal resistance, it's not like the previous question. If you realize that the previous question you are not consider the internal resistance in your calculation. So here you have your internal resistance value, which is 0.5. You are given the value of your battery or the electromotive force, okay, which is 1.5, then you need to consider in your calculation. Okay, for this question, not only you have your internal resistance, you have your external resistance. So what is your external resistance? This is your external resistance. Okay, you have a 3 resistor, okay, R1, R2 and 3. Then you can see that the connection, okay, for R1, R2 and 3 you have series and parallel. So that is very important for you. Before you solve your question, before solve your problem, you need to identify first what type of the connection of the resistor. Okay, so let's look here. So here you have a first circle here. Okay, R2 and R3. Yes, the connection is series connection. Okay, R2 and R3. Next, R2, R3 with the R1. Okay, you have the connection, okay, of your resistor is parallel. See, okay, you need to identify first, you need to clear for the type of connection, so that is easier for you to solve your question, to solve your problem. Okay, next, let's look the question. Okay, calculate the effective resistance of the circuit. Okay, effective resistance, or you want to calculate the total of the resistance of the circuit. Okay, I already explained. Okay, we already clear that the R2, R3 is the series and R2, R3 with the R1 is the parallel connection. So come up with the formula of the series and the parallel connection. Okay, so R2, 3, you have a series connection. So R2 plus R3, 5 plus 5, you got 10 ohm. And then next, by using the parallel connection equation, okay, 1 divided by R equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2, 3 here. Okay, substitute the value, okay, for the resistance, okay, the resistor, okay, and then you solve for the total resistance or the effective resistance of the circuit, which is, you got 10 over 3 ohm or 3.33 ohm. That is the value of the effective resistance of the circuit or the external resistance of the circuit. Okay. Next, reading of voltmeter. Calculate the reading of the voltmeter. Okay. So here, okay. First, when talking about the electromotive force, okay, you have your internal resistance that you need to consider in your calculation. So your formula is not V equal to IR, okay, like the previous question. Okay, but now you have your formula for the electromotive force and also the internal resistance, a circle here, which is E equal to the V terminal plus IR. Okay, the E is referred to the value of your battery. Okay, and then V terminal here, the value of the voltmeter reading here, and then plus IR is the potential drop, okay, on your battery here is due to the internal resistance. Okay, when you don't have your internal resistance, okay, you are using the voltmeter, okay, to measure the voltage, okay, on your battery. The value of your battery, if you open the circuit, okay, the voltmeter reading, the value of your voltage, okay, on the voltmeter reading is the same value with the value of your battery. But now when you have your internal resistance, now the value of your V is not equal to the value of your battery. Now you need to use the formula of E equal to V plus IR. Okay. So next, you are given a value of 1.5, which is the value of your battery. Okay, and then you have your internal resistance value, which is 1.5. Okay, and then you already calculate the total of the resistance of the circuit, which is 3.33. Okay, so here V terminal. Okay, the V terminal is referred to the external. Okay, the external of the potential difference. Okay, the potential difference, external potential difference, or you have your formula is equal to the IR. R is equal to the external resistance. Okay, you already calculate, which is the value is 3.33, and then substitute here. Okay, you need to calculate the value of your current flow. Before you got the value of the voltage on the voltmeter, okay, you need to have the value of your current. Okay, you want to calculate V equal to IR here. You need to calculate, you need to solve V equal to IR. But first, you don't have a value of your current. You have this one. Okay, then you need to solve for the value of your current. So for the current here, you got 0.392 ampere. Okay, then next, by using the formula V equal to IR, okay, the reading of the multimeter, which is the value of the potential difference at the terminal of your cell, okay, or the battery, V equal to IR. So you have your current. Okay, the current should be the same across the internal resistance and also the external resistor, okay, which is 0.392 times with the total of the resistor or the effective resistance of the circuit, which is 3.33, and then you got the V terminal, okay, or the reading of the voltmeter, which is 1.30 volt. Okay, so here what you can conclude that for this question, the voltmeter reading now, is not the same or is not equal the value of your battery is due to the internal resistance. Okay, if you don't have your internal resistance, your value of your battery is equal to the V terminal. Okay, the terminal here. Okay, or equal to the IR, like the previous question. Okay, because you are not considered the internal resistance. But then if you have your internal resistance that you need to consider in your calculation, you need to use this formula to solve your question, to solve your problem. Okay? Okay, that's all. Okay, I think that's all for today for the SPM Clinic Series. Okay, for the paper 2 on physics subject. Okay, okay, don't forget to fill in the form. Okay, already attached in the comment. And I hope that at the end of this session, you can get some of the knowledge. Okay, got some of idea and can help you to answer the question of the problem which is related to this topic or related to this question. For those who are, especially for those who are SPM candidates. Okay. Thank you everyone, and don't forget to like and share this video. Have a nice day, have a great weekend. Thank you everyone. Bye.